Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Around the Multiverse, your favorite podcast. I don't know if it's favorite, but yeah, we talk about random. Well, we don't have to talk about random stuff, but most of the time, it's random. Well, there's topics, but anyway, this is just a new intro to this episode because last episode ran very long, so I decided to cut into two. So yeah, this is just me doing the intro, which I just said. I hope you all enjoy, and there'll be some weird references in this because this is. I didn't cut out the bit where we talk about doing a part two. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy it and have fun.
Okay, so I know we went on to like how there was the difference between male and female sports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. Do you watch the Stardom or anything like that?
No, I know about it. I've seen bits and pieces. It's another thing I want to go and watch, but I just have never got around to doing it.
Right. But okay, which women wrestlers do you keep an eye on? Like, do you watch their matches?
It's gonna sound bad. It's like the ones you mainly see on like WWE or AEW, really.
Oh, just which one specifically though?
Specifically, you got Bailey, Sasha. That's not what I said like that.
Would you say those are more for because they're good characters as well?
Yeah.
I mean, like when Sasha's Banks is like like the boss and completely be unlikable, I can not I say I can believe it, but it's just like that character.
Yeah. So, both of them, I say character and their work rate, they're pretty good.
I mean, I do like the Bailey's role model, even though I think it's similar to Brit. Like they unfortunately had it like the role model at a similar time, and the gimmicks aren't actually the same.
No, but
they just happen to have the same kind of, I don't want to say tagline or something like that, subtitle, but you
can see where they can be similar, but they're not similar at the same time.
Yeah.
They're both like just cocky and arrogant, really, and just think the world revolves around them. But they play it different, so yeah.
Yeah, Britt Baker's one is logical in the sense that she's a dentist, so she's a role model. Like, as smug as I am, you could be like me because I'm a dentist and I've got doctorate and stuff like that. So
I'm smart.
Maybe one day you reach my level and stuff like that.
And Bailey's makes sense because she's won every woman's title, so she is a role model because everyone wants to be like that. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Charlotte. Why did I say her name weird?
Hold on.
Charlotte
Wait.
Huh?
Okay. Now, all right. I will say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of Charlotte because she can do her stuff really well. She does look like an athlete.
Yeah.
But I think she got the effect where she disappeared. Like, she'll always be in the title picture when she doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Not of her though.
No.
Because they decided to push her in that direction. It's like, but you sacrifice some people to Charlotte that need to be sacrificed to her, and I'm talking about my lady Asuka at this point as well, where she Charlotte got the undefeated streak win, and it's like, but she didn't need it.
Yeah.
And if anything, you could have protected them both at that WrestleMania because Carmella had the Money in the Bank briefcase. So if neither of them to come out there looking bad, you could have just had Carmella go and hit one of them with the briefcase, or both of them even, then cash it in or something like that, No one needed to take a loss.
Yeah. They should have...
I only say that because they did it twice to Asuka, where she had the title going into Wrestle... what was that one that Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda Rousey headlined? Was that...
WrestleMania 35?
Yeah. And, Asuka had the women's title then. They're just like, okay, let's just shorthand Asuka.
Yeah.
Take the title off her to put Charlotte Flair in here. And it's like, well, okay, fair enough. You didn't even have anything for Asuka leading to WrestleMania, but just shows you kind of how they valued her to the degree. What was good, though, about that was Asuka beats Becky, like the most popular women's wrestler, the most popular wrestler at the time as well.
Yeah.
And Asuka defeated her for the women. Like Asuka had the title, and she got a clean win over Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble 2017 was that? No, was that 19?
18? Because WrestleMania 35 was 2019.
Oh yeah.
So it would have been the Raw. Was it Royal Rumble? You said, or you say TLC?
2 years. Yeah, I think it was 18. Is it?
It must. Yeah, I think it was in TLC match, right?
No. The TLC was the match where Asuka won the title.
Yeah.
And then the next year she beat Becky Lynch to retain the title.
Did she?
Yeah, 2019 is 2019.
If you no, that was a tag team match where her and the Kabuki Warriors beat Becky and Charlotte for the women to keep their women tag titles.
Yeah. But I'm no, just double check. 2019. Yeah. No. It's 2019. I've got the results in front of me here.
Because wasn't Becky champion all of 2019?
Yeah. But this is before that WrestleMania. It was the Royal Rumble before the WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, because she beat her and then Becky put herself in the Rumble, innit?
Yeah, exactly. What I liked about this is they gave Asuka the win, right, to solidify her as someone to beat, and they didn't mind sacrificing their champion to do it, right?
Yeah.
No, the champion, the face of their division,
yeah,
right? Because they knew later on she'd come back and win the Women's Royal Rumble, which made perfect sense.
Yeah.
The thing is, okay, do you remember Royal Rumble 2014, is it?
Yeah.
Where Batista won?
Yeah.
Okay, so when Daniel Bryan lost to Bray Wyatt earlier in the Royal Rumble,
first match,
you just naturally assumed that Daniel Bryan would come and win the Royal Rumble itself to be a happy ending, right?
Yeah. And
so, it was a train wreck of a match afterwards when the crowd started realizing he's not coming out.
He's not coming.
Like it got into the late 20s, I think. They were trying for him. Yeah. And it got into the 20s, and then the late 20s, and then like boo started turning on the match. It's quite amazing how they turned just completely switched off.
Yeah.
Everything. And I think this was the inadvertent start of the Roman Reigns push, because I know they were pushing him, but it was the fact they just burst out to cheer for Roman Reigns because he was one of the last two against Batista.
Yeah.
But it's not because they were cheering for Roman Reigns.
No, I think at that point, was he still on his Shield?
No. But this is just before that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were legit cheering for him because obviously his Shield was the big thing then, and so they were behind him. But it's funny, like saying a year later.
But I think it was partially they were behind him, and partially they just didn't want Batista to win, even though they knew Batista would just cheered, just booed him.
Yeah.
I find that quite funny. And then you say like a year later, even funnier, because all of a sudden they're now just throwing Roman Reigns. They have been in the past just putting Roman Reigns in the last couple of people, main three, last two, just to get cheers for the opposition guy who might win, rather than because they knew that Roman Reigns got stuff down their people's faces too much that the people are souring on the guy.
Yeah.
So that's that's quite something, huh?
Yeah, how times have changed. Fast forward 5 years later, everyone loves him. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, but no, he's great as a character. His character's really good. That's the thing. Even though they depowered him slightly, his character's really good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the head of the table style character. I think they should have done it earlier for him.
Yep.
Because did you ever watch? There was this NXT promo he did.
Oh, where he goes like, "Time is money" and that stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. It was a short little promo, but it was an arrogant promo.
Yeah. And
he goes, "What do you think? You think you're ready for me?" Fight. He was saying to the interview, "Oh, you ready for me? What do you mean? It's my time. Right? You're wasting my time here. My time is more important than yours. You come on, you peon and stuff like that." And then he just walked away from the guy. I was like, "Oh, this is the guy can do well.
Yeah.
When they don't give him scripted lines that don't come off like not as per his character.
Yeah, that's the problem with not just WWE but like wrestling in general. Like when they don't make the push organic and they just start shoving something on your face, you're like, I don't like this. Like for example, we're like, I've gone about this so many times. Like Evil's rise to the top of the card to nothing now. It's like you didn't gradually do it. Just one night, literally. He went from being
okay. Now I will say they the way they positioned him, they could have pushed him a bit more before doing that. Like he won the never openweight title.
Yeah,
they could have positioned him and it did with the tag titles, to be fair.
Yeah,
but they should have positioned him like an IC position.
Yeah,
and then you got to got him up to that. And they've also made him had world championship matches pre to that, and he did beat Okada. So, but that doesn't make you a star to lead the company.
No,
just because of that, they need to give him a bit more.
Yeah, sometimes like New Japan, what I find as well, they push people really weird. Like Jay White's first title reign. Come on, it was like I'm a huge Jay White fan. His first title reign came out of nowhere and was kind of like, why?
Yeah, and well, when you say his first world title reign, or do you mean his US title reign?
No, his first US title. I mean, like, sorry, his first world title reign.
Yeah.
It literally like he's part of Bullet Club and then he's champion. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, and to be fair as well, his US title reign was in the middle of a story between the Bullet Club and the Elite. So it wasn't. Look, they positioned him strongly, but he wasn't. Even though he was the main focus. Exactly, of the championship that he just won. Yeah, so it's a bit weird.
Yeah, but then 2 years later from that, look at Jay White now.
Yeah. But I do have to say, New Japan, like I say, between Okada's push and Jay White's push, like they rocket someone to the top, right?
Yeah,
and you kind of accept it to a degree, because they gave Jay White wins over major stars in Japan.
Yeah.
And Okada, when he came back as well from Excursion, he got wins over Tanahashi as well. Like, and all the he got made to look like the star of the company.
Yeah.
And then he kind of solidified himself later on. But, it's just like, you can do these main event pushes correct right away.
Yeah, with the right person.
People don't buy it. Like, I say Roman Reigns, but, he kind of... They should have went the Naito route with him.
Yeah.
Where... as soon as the people started turning on him, he turned on them.
Yeah.
And then the people loved him for it. Like Naito, like trashing the belt, trashing New Japan, just being a lazy son of a gun.
Yeah.
Being the opposite of the hardworking Japanese people, just rolling about in the ring, just lounging about.
Yeah.
And they love him for it. I'm not saying they that Roman Reigns take that sort of gimmick, but you just start being the object of hate and embrace it.
Yeah.
Then people start enjoying it.
Yeah, that's what they should have done it that way.
Yeah.
Because, like, going back to the evil thing, like, Kenny Omega, when he jumped from junior, quote unquote, to heavyweight, it felt right. It felt organic. Like, he'd done everything he could, and he wasn't, like, not being bad. Not saying Evil's a jobber, but he wasn't the highest ranked person in LIJ. Like, realistically, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why when he got the title, it made no sense. When Kenny went from junior, then won Intercontinental title, because there was meant to be that storyline between him and Shinsuke, but then Shinsuke left. But it felt organic. And then when he won the US title, he was like, Kenny's a bit... He's bigger than this title. Yeah. So when he did finally won the world title after the 3 tries.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, this is amazing. This is cool. But Evil's just... I don't get it. Even to this day. I don't think New Japan can get it. Hence why he's jobber to the stars right now.
Well, yeah. It's one of those things. Yeah, it's an awkward one, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't. The thing is with, like you say, some of it was some of the rises are organic, and some of them would just seem a bit. I don't want to say forced, but the position was open for whatever reason, and they kind of like, okay, let's fill it with someone.
Yeah.
And see if they're ready, rather than this person is ready.
Yeah. Like, personally, I think Sonada should have been world champion before Evil.
Are you surprised that Suzuki hasn't been world champion?
I'm super surprised.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
AJDPW world champion.
I think he's been GHC, the Noah champion. I think he's been that as well, isn't it?
Okay, I'm going to shift to something here, right?
Yeah,
back a little bit as well to lady pro wrestlers.
Yeah.
Asuka had a tag match, which Suzuki was her opposition.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this, man.
Okay, yeah. I did see a clips of some of the smacks that she was taking. And they were like, okay, first of all, she's a tough lady as well, so you kind of...
Yeah.
Not saying, oh, man and woman violence, but she also booked it as well.
Yeah.
Right? So, not to say she got what she deserved, she got what she asked for, and the guy was doing exactly as... Because you know how they speak about it beforehand, so he's not going to just start throwing punches at her. But yeah, it's like, okay, she's a tough lady as well, she could take it, so she kind of accepted it.
Yeah.
Like, probably just said, go on, give it to me, and wow. Yeah, I'm like, oof, that was uncomfortable. But then when you see the stuff that she dishes out as well, you're like, okay, this is a lady. Not dishes out to him, but I'm just saying, this is a lady who can take the damage.
Yeah. Like I'm saying, she can give and receive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All credit to her.
Because going sort of back to the Evil thing, but also going into a sort of different direction.
Yeah.
It's like the John Paul Valley push. You know what I mean?
All right, hold on. I know what you mean. But explain to people who don't know who John Paul Valley is.
Okay. John Paul Valley became Batman after the epic storyline Nightfall, where Bane breaks Batman's back and he becomes an invalid. And instead of... He asked his firstborn son, Dick Grayson...
Not really his firstborn.
Not really his firstborn, but first in his heart. Because, you know, he loves him more than Damien. But, so, he goes, oh, can you be Batman? He's like, nah, Bruce. I'm not Batman. I can't do that. I don't want to do that. Then I'll become you. Father issues, blah, blah, blah. So he enlists this guy called John Paul Valley, who is a religious zealot for the Order of Saint Dumas, which is a religious group that are also assassins. Yeah.
You're amending a couple of details here, but I'll correct it when you finish.
Yeah. So Batman gets him to become Batman while he lays in bed, hating his life. Yeah. So he's pushed into the forefront. So we're all meant to accept that he's Batman and be like, Batman. I mean, John Paul Valley, woo, woo, woo. But no, fans revolted.
No, you didn't finish. You didn't finish the complete push. He got to defeat Bane.
Oh, he got to defeat Bane. So basically, that's like
Batman says. Bruce Wayne says, you can do whatever you want as Batman. Don't cross Bane, though. He's broken me and you're not ready for him. Yeah. And then a couple of issues later, maybe 10 issues later, he's fine. John Paul Valley's fine Bane and defeats the man who defeated Batman.
Yeah, so this is basically, being a low-card wrestler. And then all of a sudden, I'm beating Triple H out of nowhere.
And then not only that, he got to beat Nightwing up as well in the Night's End storyline as well.
Yeah, so that means... Then me beating Randy Orton. Yeah, that's basically what this is. And so the general public revolted, like, we don't like him. He's not our Bruce Wayne. He's not our Batman. And then by the end of the year, Batman was Bruce Wayne again.
So let me just correct you on some
bits that I've missed out.
He did get the push, like you're saying, but he didn't go from what I'm pretty sure is Batman didn't go to Nightwing first. Robin, Tim Drake said, "Why don't you go to Nightwing?" And Bruce is like, "No, he's his own man. He's Nightwing. He evolved beyond me to a certain degree."
Wait,
like,
say that all again
Robin,
because you cut out.
Okay. So he basically said to Robin, Tim Drake, he didn't want Nightwing to become Batman because Dick Grayson was kind of evolved beyond that persona. At that point, he don't want to drag him back. He's off doing his own stuff with the Titans. He's kind of separate from us now.
Yeah.
And, so no one questions it. It's as silly as it sounds. No one questions it, right?
Yeah.
And then the other thing is they deliberately did the Jumper Valley Azrael / Asbats going a bit more grim and gritty, right? Because people are expecting Batman, the character, to be, like you got the Ben Affleck Batman.
Yeah, Batfleck.
Who goes around killing people. Yeah. Right? And the Punisher in the 90s as well. Yeah. And even Batman 1989. Yeah. So DC kind of just wanted to show, okay, look, we're going to take him this route, right? Because that's what you people seem to be asking for. And obviously, we're not going to put Nightwing down here this route because he's not that type of character, that crazy persona. Yeah. Murderous, or, whatever you want to put it, right?
Unhinged.
So that's why, exactly. And that's why they put Jean-Paul Valley there.
Yeah.
Just so later on they could say, look, the legit Batman, when Bruce Wayne comes back, doesn't pull these shenanigans. And that is why he is Batman. But then again, some people didn't get the message because Zack Snyder was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to have Batman just blow up tanks with people inside it and, start shooting.
But you got to think about the background. Yeah. At this point, he's become that because Robin's dead.
Here's the thing, right? Actually, this is a good point. A good counterpoint to what you're saying, right? Yeah. So why were people had went up when Kevin Conroy's Batman in Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Yeah,
was shown to be the more extended version of the Ben Affleck Batman, if you know what I mean. Like, he went that route and he just went as far as he possibly could.
Yeah, he kept them going.
Yeah, and I'm like, I actually don't mind this portrayal here in the alternate universe.
Yeah.
Because, like, actually, first of all, he's portrayed it well.
Yeah.
And I can get behind the logic of this character, but it's probably more acceptable because he's an alternate version and not the mainline version.
Yeah.
But people obviously didn't like that. I was like, oh, you know what? No, I can buy this one here.
Yeah.
Like the way that Kevin Conroy was like, I've seen enough, I've done enough. The world just
crap.
Mess, and I'm gonna, yeah. I've done enough to clean it up, and
he wasn't getting me anywhere. So murdering does. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
But yeah.
So it's odd for you saying what you're saying about the Ben Affleck version.
No, I was only saying it for jokes, but with the Ben Affleck version, like this, like the Kevin Conroy one, if they explained that, then you'd be able to buy it more. But they don't. They expect you to fill in the gaps yourself.
Yeah.
Led everyone to my personal feeling is why that's why everyone led to like this isn't my Batman because he doesn't do this. But if they explained it, then people might have not revolted as much.
Well, I mean, I think their explanation was that Robin died.
But
then Batman got a bit more angry and stuff like that. It's just
because they don't actually say it, they just show you the suit, and you sort of have to put two and two together yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they could have done things differently.
Yeah.
Right. Or they adjusted some things here and there. But like you say. Look, my logic is: what's the point of having the non-lethal gadgets?
Yeah.
And how can you work with the police station as well?
Yeah.
If you're off killing people, you can do that version. If he doesn't associate with the policemen, then it's kind of fair because then they're going to be after him if he's actually legit killing people.
Yeah.
Or rather than they'd be like, okay, we're behind him, to help us alleviate the crime here. But
that's another thing that made no sense in that film.
Yeah.
Because, all right, so in the beginning you got the police who were scared of him and that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But then in Justice League, Commissioner Gordon has the flashlight. So that means that he's in sort of with the police. So
I think at that point in the film, they said he disappeared for years. Because Superman threatened him, said the bat is dead, leave him to stay buried. So you just assumed he'd been around for a certain amount of time and then retired, kept low key, and then came back because of Superman. Ish.
It makes no sense.
Well, I was just saying, clarity would help, right?
Yeah.
But and you make your own assumptions, but exactly, it kind of is what it is.
Yeah, it made $300 million, so what am I?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
You might have read about it, but so there was Batman and Superman with Wonder Woman in Dawn of Justice.
Yep.
And you had Thor and Incredible Hulk in Thor Ragnarok. They both come. No, not Dawn of Justice. Sorry, Justice League.
Yeah.
You had all the main stars of the DC universe there: Flash, Cyborg, Wonder Woman, Batman, Aquaman.
Yeah.
Superman. And I believe I read somewhere that one of the producers at Warner Brothers was saying, with all our major stars here, compared to Thor Ragnarok, which just has Thor and Hulk, which are B-level Marvel characters, according to him, it'd be very embarrassing for us to make less money than that. And then look what happens.
Yeah. What they forget is Marvel's established their characters. You lot haven't. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are issues with how they hotshotted their stuff, but that's all I can say about that.
Yeah, that's all you can say about it. And he's
at least it didn't ruin itself like the Dark Universe. It got off to some degree where the Dark Universe just did
everything they could to go in the wrong direction. Yeah.
Well, they just did a mummy movie and then they decided
throw everything in there.
Well, let's retcon the Dracula Untold into this Dark Universe.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think it was part of the universe to begin with.
Nope. Because then Dracula Returns meant to be the start of all this. Yeah.
Dracula Untold, right?
Yeah. Was that meant to be the start? And then, because that didn't do well, they tried with the Mummy and then tried to Incredible Hulk it by sort of saying it did happen.
Well, by not saying it did happen or didn't happen, it just kind of happened.
Yeah, it could have not. We don't know that approach. Yeah.
I wonder how. Do you think they're gonna look? To be fair, they've got the characters where they could make a dark universe, but I think. Have you seen Invisible Man?
No, but I want to.
Well, that Invisible Man, I haven't seen it, but from what I read, it's kind of separate to the Dark Universe.
Yeah.
Just using Dark Universe character.
Yeah, but technically, he's not the Invisible Man that is from that universe. You know what I mean? His powers is different from the actual Invisible Man.
Well, yeah. Okay, so his powers are from technology rather than whatever, was it serum or whatever they took originally?
Yeah.
Experiment? Yeah. However they did that. Yeah, so they kind of... But I think they've decided... I don't know if they've decided Dark Universe is or is not happening, but they were like, either you can have Invisible Man as the side story in the Dark Universe, whether it happens or not.
Yeah.
Or it could be its own separate entity. We're not going to say it did happen, we're not going to say it didn't happen. Incredible Hulk, as you say.
Yeah, I think they should... best... From what I've gathered from that film, it's sort of a dark thriller. It's not like a film. If you put him into that universe, it'd be really weird because it touches with like personal things, not like a woman's trying to save herself from this evil guy. It's like proper like mind messed up. Yeah. So it'd be weird if you put him like that concept in the dark universe, unless you're just doing a universe where all these monsters are sort of just evil rather than a team or whatever. So yeah, I guess.
Have you okay, so speaking of Invisible Man, Invisible Man, sorry.
Yeah.
Do you have the guy who directed Invisible Man?
Yeah.
Is Lee Wynell, who have you seen Saw?
Which one?
Saw 1.
Yeah, I've seen Saw 1. I've seen Saw 1.
Yeah, he wrote that. He wrote Saw 1.
Oh, okay.
He's actually one of the guys who. So you know the blonde guy, Carrie Earways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's not that guy. He's the other guy that's chained up to the wall.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, this guy knows how to write horror. Not horror, but that kind of. Yeah. Would you say towards a horror? Like unsettling
it's a hard one.
stuff, right?
Hmm.
Like Liam Wynell knows how to do that kind of thing that creeps you out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And James Wan directed Saw.
Yeah.
They're Aussies, by the way. They're Australians.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're
And
Aussies.
Yeah. Do you know where? It's funny because I was listening to Saw audio commentary,
Yeah.
which is actually quite funny. But I believe they said, you know where they got the idea from Saw 4? From.
Where?
So, have you seen Mad Max 1?
Yeah.
Toe Cutter. Do you know when, I believe at the end when Max handcuffs him to the car that's going to explode, and he gives him a saw, and he says basically, there's only one way you're going to get out of this, and he just walks off.
Yeah.
So he had chop off his own limb or something like that. But that's what they decided. They took that little section of an idea and were like made an expanded film about that sort of situation. I'm like, oh, okay,
fair enough.
Yeah. Quite neat. Have you seen a lot of James Wan films?
I don't think I have.
Have you seen The Conjuring?
Yeah.
That dude. Okay, so first of all, James Wan also directed Aquaman and Fast and Furious 7.
Yeah.
But I think his forte is creepy horror because that dude. Oh man, when he was doing that Annabelle creepy doll just for the beginning of The Conjuring.
Yeah.
He just made it like it's a doll. It's literally a static object, and he made it like one of the creepiest things ever. He managed to get an Annabelle franchise out of it. I'm like, man, dude, you know how to make people feel freaky. If he directed The Ring, or the American version of The Ring,
yeah,
that would have probably been more interesting to watch.
Yeah,
because I think we would have done it with different parts that are not too similar to Ringu.
Yeah, it would have made it his own.
Yeah,
rather than a shot-for-shot sort of readaptation. That's what the American one is, basically, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
something for another time.
Yeah, exactly. We'll worry about that.
Yeah.
But have you seen The Grudge?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
Right. Okay. I would ask you to watch Ring versus The Grudge in your own time at some point.
No, I am. I need to watch that. I've been told.
You're not going to watch that?
No, I'm going to watch it because I've been told things about it.
All right. Yeah. In your own time. We won't put it as anything. Just like it's crazy. It's expect what you're expecting. That's the best way I can put that.
Okay, I will expect the unexpected.
Well, no, not the X-Men. Not the X-Men.
Oh, the X-Men are great, but no.
Isn't the tagline? Wasn't the tagline for X-Men expect the unexpected?
I believe it was for one of them. Yeah.
Do you remember the tagline for the first X-Men movie?
No. Don't tell me it's something stupid.
Gone?
No, is it something stupid?
No. It was it went along the lines of trust a few, fear the rest.
Oh.
Right. Okay.
Why?
Well, I think it was more of they wanted to set the tone of the
universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in that degree of in the comics, you know how people were like, so the X-Men, the mutants, they're more like the outsiders of everything.
Yeah.
And people like pointing fingers at them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, trust a few, fear the rest is kind of a bit.
Yeah, I don't know what you're meant to make of that.
Because, they didn't have too many mutants on either side.
No.
Of Magneto's and Xavier's.
Yeah.
So it's not like there was a swarm of them, for example, like in X-Men 3.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, fine, trust a few, fear the rest, because they're just trying to destroy the cure or whatever.
Yeah, but That makes no sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Stupid people. But it made millions in the box office, so way. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
who am I to say anything?
Yep. Yeah. Did you know? Okay. So, did you know that they had before Hugh Jackman was cast?
Yeah.
I think they went to Russell Crowe.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, Russell Crowe suggested Hugh Jackman, but even before that, I mean, that would have been. I think it's just because he did Gladiator at that point.
Yeah.
So I don't know how well he could have pulled it off. But he could have done he definitely had the physicality, probably the intensity for it.
Yeah.
But
he's no
yeah.
Hugh Jackman. All right, here's some of the taglines.
Yeah.
Evolution begins. Join the evolution. Changes coming. The evolution begins July 14th. Okay.
Yeah.
They're really going with the evolution thing. Protect those who fear them. The time is coming when we all... the time comes when all that we are afraid of will come to save us. Okay, that makes sense slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust few, fear the rest.
Yeah.
Protecting those who fear them. We are not what you think, and the future is here. Okay, cool. I guess.
Yeah.
What?
All I can say is mostly ups and downs. I think we kind of went through this before.
Yeah.
But they've got probably an equal amount of good and bad films.
Yeah.
Oh, not bad. Like they got good, bad, average films.
Yeah.
Put it that way, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you looking forward to the MCU version of these characters?
Nope.
Not at all?
No.
Or do you don't think that they'll do it right, sort of thing?
They'll do it right, but with the MCU, they have a habit of changing things way too much, and then putting those changes into the comics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do believe when the X-Men's first film came out, they were wearing those leather suits, and then all of a sudden they readjusted the actual comics to start having black leather suits as well, or to a degree.
Yeah.
And the Guardians of the Galaxy team wasn't Star-Lord, Groot, Rocket, Gamora, and Drax.
Yeah.
It was some other team, and then. Well, no, okay, they did good though.
Yeah, they did good, but they're not the same characters as their comic book characters.
Oh,
but
yeah,
now their comic book characters are sort of shifted to what the movie ones are.
Okay, so let me ask: do you know about the original Drax? Did you ever read that?
Yeah, he was basically like Space Hulk, isn't it?
A space what?
Space Hulk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, did you ever read the Infinity Gauntlet?
I don't know.
Okay. He just came off a bit like a I want to say a dunce.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then how they modified him to the version that they've got now. I think there was some sort of a comic book retcon adjustment to whatever it is, but
because the retcon for Drax they made way before the film, because basically he started off dumb, like you're saying, a dunce, but then they put into it every time he dies and comes back in his new like body armor, because basically he's like a weapon.
Yeah, to destroy Thanos, right?
Yeah, he gets smarter. So they sort of... did you ever read, like, Annihilation and...
okay. I was going to get to that in just a sec, but no, I haven't read it.
Yeah, so I think they sort of bring in it then, because he's not the big hulking Drax from, like, Infinity Gauntlet. He's kind of what you see now.
What I was going to say was... okay, so Marvel had two events running in 2016.
Yeah.
One was Civil War.
Yeah.
And the other was, I called it Cosmic Annihilation because he's in space, but it just distinguished it from, say, Annihilation. I don't want to say it sounds generic, but it could mean loads of things.
Yeah.
Personally, I just call it Cosmic Annihilation because it's kind of the space kind of battle thing that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, or you could call it Marvel's Annihilation or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I got Civil War,
Yeah.
It's heroes versus heroes, yes.
Yeah.
And it was exactly what kind of expected to see ish.
Yeah.
But Annihilation was actually meant to be really good.
Yeah. You're talking about Civil War one. You're talking about, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because I think you said 2016. That's what kind of threw me off. But go on.
Oh no, sorry. No. You're right. I'm thinking of I said 2016 because Captain America: Civil War was at 2016.
2007.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe I meant 2006 then. But yeah.
But Karen.
Yeah. Cosmic Annihilation.
Yeah.
Was meant to be really good, and I think it had side like maybe did it have a miniseries leading up to it, right?
Yeah.
The Super Scroll was one of them.
Super Scroll, Ronan.
Yeah.
And there's someone else. Nova's one of them, and I was like, as a fourth person.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it is.
Drax, maybe Nova.
It might be.
But look, I'm quite sad I missed those comics because I was like, from the reviews I was reading, I was like, this is actually really well done.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I think what they were planning to do at some point, because they were trying to work out how they were going to end Civil War.
Yeah.
Maybe they were going to have like Nova crash into the battle when all the heroes are fighting each other.
Yeah.
And then be like look up there, and then you see the annihilation wave coming towards Earth.
Yeah.
And then the heroes team up together to fight that. But then it was like you're crisscrossing too many things at that point. That's kind of separate from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll say if you get a chance, read it. It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Do you reckon they should have called it Annihilation Wave?
Because that stands out more than just Annihilation.
You reckon also they might use this as an Avengers movie at some point?
No, there's too much for that. I think if I don't know, because the reason
I don't want to say it's quite dense because there's lots of miniseries connected to this as well.
Yeah,
and there's lots of characters that haven't been introduced yet that you can't just pop in there and say. So, and it's all confined to the space.
Yep.
Characters. So why would it come to Earth? But then again, they'd probably work out something.
I think it's one of those things.
Yeah.
If they were to do it, do like an animated movie because then you can do whatever the hell you sort of want.
Yeah.
Because.
So do you know who the Squadron Supreme are?
Yeah, they're Marvel's Justice League.
Okay, so you know what? Can you name me the members? Some of the members. Some of the members that are the reflections of the actual Justice League.
Hyperion.
Yep.
Nighthawk.
Yep. Nighthawk. Yep. Is Batman.
Yep. So I forgot the woman's name. The Wonder Woman ripoff. I think it's with Z, if I remember correctly.
Zatanna.
Huh?
Zatanna? Are you thinking?
No.
All right.
I'll come back to her. Prism.
Yeah. No.
Dr. Prism.
No, close. Dr. Spectrum.
That's it, Dr. Spectrum.
Dr. Spectrum is their Green Lantern, yeah.
Yeah, because Prism's a Guardian character. Blur?
The what? Oh, hold on. You're supposed to talk about the Michael J. Straczynski run, which he is the Blur, yes. He's the Wizard, I think, classically.
Okay.
But I bring this up because do you know the equivalent of the Martian Manhunter is?
No.
Super Skrull.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is he part of the Squadron Supreme?
Sorry?
Is he part of the Squadron Supreme?
Not the Super Skrull, classic Super Skrull. Skymax, the Skrullian Sky Master. That's what he's called.
Okay.
But he has the equivalent powers of, obviously, I believe, the Fantastic Four, the Super Skrull powers. And I'm like, oh, actually, you know what? That is quite good because that's very similar to Martian Manhunter's powers. Like, got a phasing ability.
Yeah.
got the fire ability, you know, the Martian laser eyes, whatever he does, because he's allergic, not allergic to fire, but his weakness is fire. So how can he fire out lasers from his eyes? But whatever.
Yeah.
The shape shifting ability. Yeah, all that stuff.
Sense.
Like, oh, you know what? He's a decent equivalent, actually.
Yeah. Those stinky Squadron Supreme, because that's another characters they keep bringing out of nowhere and then retiring them and then bringing them back and then retiring and then bringing them.
Did you collect the Supreme Power?
No.
Yeah, it's done by the Marvel Max, I think.
Imprint, yeah.
Yeah, so they kind of like Max is all violence and swearing and stuff like usually where the Punisher falls in.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty well done though. Yeah, I've got the collection.
So is it worth a read?
Yeah, and then it tails off because, all right, so they did the crossover of the Ultimate Universe. This is not where it goes back, but they did the crossover of the Ultimate Universe, and that's where I think after that point they kind of didn't really
care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did swap Nick Fury, I think, with Power Princess, Zada, whatever her name is, right?
Yeah, that's it, Power Princess. Yeah.
Yeah, and who is Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they swapped them across they did it for some reason. They decided that even though they're the same company, they're like, oh, we'll just swap characters from the Ultimate Universe to this universe, just yeah. So
the giggles. Yeah.
Yeah, they just okay, and I believe Zada hooked up with Ultimate Hulk or something like that. It's really it's like whatever, you know.
So say that is,
Yeah.
Okay.
The strangeness that happened is yeah. But I think I got the Michael J. Straczynski run of Supreme Power.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really get anything else.
Oh. I'll give that a miss then.
Do you reckon will Marvel dare make a Squadron Supreme movie?
At this point, yeah.
I say dare because it's just like rubber face of DC. We're going to take our fake version of your characters and make them better than your actual version of your characters.
That's why I think they'll do it.
I think they could, but then it's one of those things where you know how they managed to pull off Guardians of the Galaxy, a team out of nowhere, right? And if they, I don't know how far they want to lean into this is our version of the Justice League and just make it blatantly apparent, or they could just go the other route and just kind of, this is a team that has this set of powers, but we're not gonna sway too much into the of this as being a Justice League ripoff.
Yeah, I don't know, because. But then you also think, would they make them bad guys? Because I know in some interpretations they're bad guys, aren't they?
Squadron Sinister.
Yeah.
They're bad guys. I think that's the first team that the Avengers encountered. Avengers 69.
Yeah.
And then later on, they encountered the real team, which the Squadron Sinister was based on, which was the Squadron Supreme.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
if they wanted to,
yeah. And then Supreme Power was the reboot, like the Supreme Power, which I got, was the reboot version of that that title.
Because if they wanted to, that could be the next villains they lead to, build them up, and then the big crossover film could be.
What was good, like you're saying, because I'm kind of feeding off an idea you're saying.
Yeah.
But in Infinity War, they had the Black Order as a group to fight against.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they did do a group for them to fight against at some point.
Yeah.
But if you want to turn this into its own franchise, you can't do. They are the villains, you know.
Yeah.
And you can't do the cheap brainwash heroes fight each other sort of thing going on.
Yeah. That's what the Thunderbolts are for. Villains that pretend to be.
I reckon they should. You know, if anything, they could do. Thunderbolts would be interesting.
Yeah.
Because they can introduce a whole set of bad guys, and then eventually they're going to be found out. So you could do that as a TV series. Would have been like a Marvel Disney Plus TV series.
Yeah.
Because you have to set the tone because it can't just be done in 2 hours because we'd like
Yeah,
right,
it'd be obvious. Be
out,
like,
but then there's too many strings.
yeah,
So but I think the Thunderbolts would be great as a TV series.
yeah, TV series that leads into a movie.
Yeah, but here's the thing as well. Sinister Six. I'm interested to see a movie of that, but at the same time, because they, like I say, they can introduce all the villains.
Yeah,
Might be better as a TV. I don't know if it'd be better as a TV series, but only because the issue is you can't have a Spider-Man be the villain in this story about the antagonist in this villain story about villains.
yeah,
You know? And what are these villains going to do? They're not like the Suicide Squad who are forced to do good necessarily.
yeah.
But they kind of get on grey middle ground as well. The Suicide Squad. These Suicide Squad, the Sinister Six are out and out bad guys.
The only way it would work is if they went the comedic route, like, you know, with the Superior Sinister Six, what came out a couple of years ago. If they went that way around it, you can sort of do it because they were loser heroes and they weren't villains.
Yeah.
That won't really do anything.
I suppose you. No, but okay. Not to say that wouldn't work, because that would work.
But it's too early for it to work.
You had to cherry pick specific villains to do that.
Yeah.
And then you could have them cheesily and hammy go, "We are the Sinister Six" or some stuff like that, where it's like, yeah, you know that they're not the real deal. And, so you know, when they make a mockery of themselves, you're like, these guys are just a bunch of idiots, and you're like, yeah. The real Sinister Six will get you at some point.
Yeah, and it's too early for like that interpretation. I was just saying it's kind of too early to do that anyway, because in this universe, Spider-Man isn't that established, so he wouldn't have these people already.
Yeah.
Like,
it's true.
Yeah.
I was only thinking because
no, your version will work, but I'm saying my version wouldn't work at this point.
Right.
Like later on, it could work, but at this point,
no, I'm just saying the Sinister Six because they have a cool set of villains is what I'm going at. So you could introduce, instead of like having to cram like a whole bunch of intro in one guy's movie, like in a Spider-Man movie or something like that. Just kind of introduce them
slowly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to say in a series or movie, but then but then that means you'd have to watch Disney Plus before you get to the Spider-Man movie and stuff like that. It's kind of weird how they're going to work that together.
Yeah.
Unless they do the straightforward route of, have you seen Cyber City Owedo?
No, I don't know what that means.
All right. So Cyber City Owedo.
Yeah.
Is essentially, I don't want to say a manga Sinister Six because it's anime Sinister Six because it's not, right? But basically, you know how the not Sinister Six, Suicide Squad. You know when they get the colors and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So these criminals, various types of criminals, but they're a computer hacker, you know, some like I want to say a thug and an effeminate guy.
Yeah.
They committed crimes. They got massive life sentences.
Yeah.
And then they got the colors put on them. And they have to just help civilian situations ish.
Yeah.
But because of their personalities, they're a bit out of control, and a bit wacky adventure.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth a watch because they're only half an hour. The animes are half an hour long, but I'm just saying they set up the premise 5 minutes in, and then the things gets going.
Yeah.
The episodes, the 3 episodes now, they focus on mainly one character each episode.
Yeah.
But the others are peripherals and supporting characters within the episodes. There's loads of swearing in the first episode. The guy is called Son Goku, by the way, like a Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Right? And there's loads of swearing in this, but it's so, I want to say, over the top that it's entertaining.
Okay.
You would have wished that they just kept on following that main character for the rest of the other 2 episodes. Unfortunately, not. But I'm just saying, you can set up your premise right off the bat.
Yeah.
In the first 5 minutes of your film, and then go from there. It just depends on, how you're gonna do and what you're gonna do. What's your aim?
Which is, but we'll see.
Yeah. That's we will see indeed.
Yes.
Whenever I don't know, I want to say stuff comes back out in cinema, but Disney Plus or wherever they're going to put whether they're gonna, because something's gonna have to happen.
Yeah, they're gonna have to at some point.
Yeah, because people's safety, like in cinemas and being in the surroundings with each other. But that's the state of the world as it is.
Yep.
Yeah, not to end on a down note.
Nope.
But that brings us, I guess, to a close. Cause
this has gone very long.
Yeah, you know what? No. Yeah. It has gone long. It has gone long.
We started out one thing and went completely left.
Thanks for taking an extended trip around the multiverse with us.
Yes.
I'm the hero of Harlem, CY Chung.
And I'm the eater of worlds, Kyle Charles.
Galactus or Bray Wyatt?
Both.
Okay.
See, this is at the beginning. I was going to say that, and then at the end, I'm going to say I'm the creator of worlds. So it came full circle, but I flopped it.
Oh yeah, okay. I should have done that. We should have done that. Too late now.
Too late. Oh god.
All right. Thanks for sitting down with us for this
special episode.
Yeah. Or do we cut it in half? Do we cut it in half?
Nah, screw it.
Just keep it super long?
Yeah, let's keep it super long.
All right. Okay. That's that then. All right.
All right. See you later, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Eater of Worlds. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Around the Multiverse, your favourite podcast. I don't know if it's favourite, but yeah, we talk about random... Well, we don't have to talk about random stuff, but most of the time, it's random. Well, there's topics, but anyway, this is just a new intro to this episode, because last episode ran very long, so I decided to cut into two. So yeah, this is just me doing the intro, which I just said. I hope you all enjoy. And there'll be some weird references in this, because I didn't cut out the bit where we talk about doing a part 2. Anyway, I hope you all enjoy and have fun.